So I haven't actually sat down and spoke about real football in way too long. You haven't really heard anything from me at all, really, recently. There's lots of different reasons for that. Not going to go into them. There'll be a different video maybe at some point if I ever feel like sharing the past godlike year of my life. It's been probably almost a year since I was very regular now. I just kind of wanted to talk to you about my team, Sheffield Wednesday, and how I think this very, very strange season has gone. Let's just get into what I want to talk about, and that is currently Wednesday's current situation, how it's been this season, and what I think we'll do in the summer and going into next season. So the start of the season, we were pretty poor. We just seemed to not really progress from the Huddersfield playoff defeat last season. We kind of started on the same foot. The team seemed to have not enough creativity. Even when we didn't have a fully injured 11, we didn't really get going under Carlos straight away. And that was kind of just, it was a downer at the start of the season, but there was always the potential there. Then we got hit with injuries. We got hit with so many injuries. I've got friends who support Premiership teams that have always kept an eye on the Wednesday results because they're friends with me, and they've said that they've never seen in their lifetime an injury crisis as bad as the one we've had this season. And I've never seen it either. It's actually ridiculous if you think about the amount of players we've had injured. For long parts of the season, we had Hutchinson, Bannon, Forestieri, he was pretty much out all season, Fletcher injured, Hooper injured, Hooper who's arguably our best player at linking up the play. Lees was injured for a long time. We've had injuries to both our left backs, Fox and Poodle, at different points of the season. I think Hunt's had an injury at some point. I think he's currently injured. Ross Wallace. I even forgot Ross Wallace existed. He's been injured. I think Boyd was suffering from an injury. I know Carlos didn't really like him, but he was injured at some point as well. And obviously Westwood was injured, and he is arguably the best goalkeeper in the Championship. So we've not had a great season in terms of injuries. We've basically had our first choice 11 out. Now, if you're just a fan of football in general, you might not have known the extent of Sheffield Wednesday's injury crisis. That is what we've had to deal with this season. And the results simply just weren't good enough. And that obviously led to Carlos losing his job. He's now at Swansea. He's doing all right at Swansea. There's signs that the wheels might start to fall off there a little bit, but he is in the Premiership. I always thought he'd be a good manager in the Premiership. He's got that flair. And I do wish him well because we had 2 good seasons with him. I'm going to butcher his name, but Josh Luakai came. Is it Luakai or Luak? I cannot say it. I'm just going to call him Joss. So Joss came in, and we talked about fitness concerns and the fact that the players, they weren't really hungry enough, or they were just, he basically commented on our injury situation and how badly out of shape our whole team was. And he picked up this reserve team, and we continue to kind of flop for a long time. We've only just started to pick it up recently. Look, being towards the bottom of the table is not good enough for the money we've put in. Not good enough for a club of our size. Obviously, I'm not quite young enough to think that Wednesday have always been great. Actually, I'm young enough to have only seen Wednesday when we've been terrible. The last 2 seasons, for me, were the best seasons I'd ever seen as a Wednesday fan. But something just wasn't clicking, and I think only now are we starting to see that how it might actually click going into next season. So we're safe, and that's a good thing. At the time of recording, we're safe. We've had a couple of good results. We've had a few good results, actually. I think it's currently 5 wins out of 7 for Joss, which is good because I didn't think he was the man for the job when he came in. Had no idea who he was, like a lot of people. His first results weren't that encouraging. He does make weird choices sometimes. If you look at the loss to Bristol, I think it was Bristol, our defence just basically fell apart when we went back to a back 4. But when we've been playing a back 5, 3 centre-backs, 2 wing-backs, that's really been working for us. I'd like to see us use that going into next season. I do have more faith in him now. I'm not really going to go into depth about the lows of this season. Obviously, you've got the Derby defeat, you've got the Derby draw when we basically field the reserve team and we came against an in-form United side and we drew against them. We've done well with what we've had, what we've been left with after our injuries. You can't really blame us for where we are, but I guess an argument could be made for we shouldn't have such an aging squad, or that something's going seriously wrong with our injury team. Why have we got a backroom who can't seem to recuperate these players properly? There's a lot of talk about Carlos used to just rush people back, and I understand with the pressure on him, the manager game today, it's all about results. If you don't get those results, you basically have lost your job. So I understand him wanting to get his best players back as soon as he can, but that's obviously not good for the players, which is possibly why we've seen so many injuries. This is just one of those seasons that you've kind of got to put behind you. Start again next season. As you can see, players like Bannon, Lees, Forestieri have come back. Forestieri has just recently scored 2 goals at the time of filming this. He's on fire. I know 2 goals doesn't make you on fire, but I mean, if you actually watch him play, he's come back from injury and he's the Forestieri we know. And that's nice, and I hope he stays with us, and I hope we can really push on next season with him. Bannon's been crucial coming back into our squad. I think he's a player we need to desperately keep hold of. He makes things happen. Before I move on to what I want us to see us do in summer and ideas for sort of next season, I do want to say the positives from this season. Wild Smith is a number 2 goalkeeper. He's stepped into Westwood's shoes really well. He's proved to be a good keeper, even though we already kind of knew he was. He's very young. He's a Wednesday fan. It's nice to see a fan do so well for the club. However, I do differ from a lot of Wednesday fans when they say, train Dawson to be the number 2, Wildsmith's number 1 next season. I don't agree with that. I still don't think he's quite ready. I think Westwood's still got that edge. I think he is that quality of keeper, and I think if Westwood does recover well from injury and he's still the Westwood we know, we should keep hold of Westwood for the next season for that promotion push. Zhao is a player that whenever I have watched him play, he always looks like a player that's going to make something happen. He's often made wrong decisions, but this season, he has been an amazing player. He's really stepped up when we've had these injuries, and I enjoy watching him play. He's kind of one of those players that you want in your team. He can make something happen. He's a bit more of a flair player, but he's also... He's a good goal scorer, and I really hope we do nurture Zhao and use him more. Pulapesi's come in. He's been a strong signing. He's been solid. He's been nothing spectacular, but I think now Bannon's back, that partnership could work really well. I forgot we signed Van Aken. He looked good when he came in, but then he looked like he wasn't quite ready. He's injured now. I think we should be looking at a new defence still. I don't think our defence is good enough. I think Lees is quality. We should keep Lees. Van Aken could be good in time. Venancio has been solid, but he's a loan, I think. I don't know if we're making him permanent. I do think we should play 5 across the back, 3 centre-backs. I think we need some more centre-back options. I think Leuven's time is done. It looks like it actually is. It looks like he'll be leaving us in the summer. He's been a very good servant to the club, and that'll be sad, but obviously the time's come and his legs are kind of gone anyway. You can get brand new wing-backs for me. I'd keep Palmer because he's versatile. That's a controversial opinion in the fan base as well. I'd possibly keep hold of Hunt, but I would like to see new options as sort of natural wing-backs, or move Reach to left wing-back, because Reach is... If we're going to talk about players that have been standout this season, Adam Reach has been quality. We can finally see what we were meant to see when we signed him. He's doing really well for us, and I'm really enjoying seeing a player actually come into his own like this, and I hope he can really push on with the rest of the team next season. But as wingers, I would like to see Adam Reach behind a really good winger on that left. Pace. We'll talk more about that when I get to what I want to see in summer, but I do think our wing options aren't good enough for getting out of this league, in my opinion. Up front, I want a Jordan Rose to come good. He started to look like a real presence in the box. He scored the other day. He's one of those players that will get marked. So he will have 3 defenders mark him, and it frees up the rest of our team to do stuff around him. So it's not just his goals he brings to the team. People watch him because it's Jordan Rhodes, and I do think it would be a mistake to sell him. I think we should keep hold of him still. I am still in that camp. I really want to see him come good because he's a player I've wanted to see play for Wednesday for so long. Okay, the last positive really is obviously Nuhiu. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Nuhiu, what a player he has been. He deserves a good contract from us. I want to see him stay in the team. I've never really hated on him. I've obviously thought he's not been a player that's come on unchanged games, but this season he has. He's come on, he's controlled the game. He is like what I was saying about people mark Rhodes. People mark Nuhiu and they can't do it very well. He is a beast. He's started adding goals to his game, you see? And that's what he wasn't doing. He was always drawing players out, getting our other players in good positions, but he wasn't scoring himself, but he's added that to his game. And honestly, the style we play, Nuhiu is our best option at the minute, and I'm really, really happy to see him do so well because he's such a nice guy as well. Overall, mid-table obscurity is not what we wanted for this season, but it's where we're at, and we've just got to build from it. So let's just kind of put this season in the history books, try and end it strong, but make it a very forgettable season. I know that kind of sucks when it's our 150th year, but this stuff happens. So next season, I think in the summer we should be looking at, I've said it last season, still didn't do it, pacey striker. I'll go into options in maybe a different video if we talk about it a little bit in depth when the transfer window opens. I think we should be looking at pace, because that's what our team lacks. Just a couple of pacey wingers, pacey striker, that I'd do. We get a couple more centre-backs just to strengthen our defence, and I think we're there. All it takes is our players coming back from an injury and an injection of pace, and play the formation that Joss has seemed to like now, and he seems to be weighing up other options, which is good because it means he's got time to test and look for other alternatives when things aren't working. But with this formation, with our players returning from injury, it would really be nice to see an injection of pace into the team and just see us play really positive attacking football, because now our players are back. We might be playing some of the weaker teams in the division, but we're winning by multiple goals. We're not just holding on for 1-0. We're winning by 3-4 goals in some respects. And that's good, you know? That's football you want to watch. I'll get a season ticket next season if it looks promising like that. I probably will anyway, because I'm in a better situation to do that now. But I've realised I've been talking for quite a while. I want to talk more about next season as it sort of comes to a close this season. I just wanted to have a look back and basically say, I've been here, guys. I've been watching what we've been doing, and let's forget that season and look forward, and let's just hope that we can start getting excited about watching Wednesday again, because we're playing good football at the minute and it is promising for next season. But I do want to know what you guys think. Are we going to get promoted next season? Are we going to struggle again? Do you think there's something that we could do to improve our chances next season? Give me all your thoughts on things Sheffield Wednesday and any other sort of videos you want to see from me. Leave them in the comments. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, do all those things, and keep watching right here on DexterityBox.